Hello! Welcome back to another episode of Truth Seekers Radio. I'm your host, Dr. Kenny Williamson. Now, today we're going to be talking a little bit about, as you saw on the title, I'm sure before you clicked on the podcast, right? We're going to be talking a little bit about Dolly. Dolly's in the news again because she passed away. She passed away, and they said she was 80 years old. And, I've been reading a lot of mixed things back and forth about Dolly. Okay. So obviously I have my opinion on the subject, right? Excuse me. So I noticed that most people, not most, but a lot of people, they consider Dolly she was a philanthropist, meaning, she helped people, right? She's a saint, according to most people. She's just a really good person, a saint. And, well, for example, Trump has ordered the flags to be lowered in her honor, even though that normally doesn't happen with actors, singers, movie stars. It's usually with actual people that are in the government, something like that, senators, presidents, things like that is usually who get these flags lowered. But for some reason, Dolly gets it. I guess because she's just such a good old girl. She's just an angel. I don't know if I agree with that, but I see this all the time. I've been watching it on the news. That's all they talk about is Dolly this and her book this and that. Well, she was recently in the news, and that's what I did a podcast on her here recently that says Dolly toasts the devil. And in that particular podcast, I show a video where, and I'm going to show it again, by the way, but it shows where she is doing a toast, and she says out of her mouth, she does a toast, and she says, to the god Azel, okay, which is a demon. It's a fallen angel. So, but according to the news, she was a good Christian woman. Okay? I have my doubts. All right? But I'll let you be the judge of that. Because what I think a Christian is supposed to be doing and saying and acting is 180 degrees opposite of what this so-called Christian, is doing and how she's acting. It's completely different. So, obviously, like I said, she got into the news the other day when I did a podcast, maybe a few months ago, or a month ago, I think, whenever one of these superstars, Taylor Swift, got married. She married some football player, and apparently they gave $2 million to her little book fund. She has something to do with books, supposedly because her father was unable to read and write, and he supposedly learned or something later on in life, and that's the best thing he ever did. So she's big into giving these books. Well, Taylor Swift apparently donated $2 million to this thing, okay, out of the blue. Now, Taylor Swift and the football player have both been millionaires for a long time, so why they decided to do it all of a sudden, I don't know. And then Dolly comes on and she says, if you two have a baby, it's going to be a special baby. She said, it's going to be special. Why don't you just give me that baby? More or less. And I'll play you the clip. It was weird. It was creepy because she's weird and creepy. Okay. Shall I go a little further and say devilish? Not normal. A normal person probably wouldn't say that. But we're dealing with people who are witches, warlocks, devil worshippers, and devils themselves. So, would you expect anything less? So that's the first thing. And what really got me started on this as far as this podcast is because I saw a bunch of people online, talking about how good of a woman and how good of a Christian Dolly was. And they literally have made AI memes of her, videos, talking about how she has ascended to heaven, okay? And in this one, she's walking up, the stairway to heaven, if you will, And Jesus Christ is standing at the top of this thing. And they have her walking up there, in 6-inch high heels, a mini skirt, her breast completely falling out with a big V-cut deal, with a big big fat, ugly fake wig on, and jewelry all over her. And she walks up the stairway to heaven where Jesus Christ himself greets her and gives her a big old hug. Seriously? So in these people's minds, these so-called Christians' minds, they're not really Christians, obviously. They think that you can dress like a whore and a prostitute, a stripper. You can be dressed as a stripper and walk up into heaven and just plop down in Jesus' lap. Because he allows all that. He's going to allow you to walk in there, with your top undone. But, of course, hey, it's Dolly. So, no problem. I mean, she's just the salt of the earth. She wouldn't do anything wrong. She's a good old girl. She's just one of the best. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. See, so when I saw this AI deal of her walking up there, I was offended. I think it's blasphemy. Because, number one, if a person goes to heaven, they're going to have a new heavenly perfect body. They're not going to have a Barbie doll body or a sex doll body, right? Why would you? But see, that's the kind of thing she portrayed, is look at me. I've got a bunch of big plastic surgery done, and I'm going to dress very skimpy, and I'm going to flaunt it in your face. That way, all the men that see me, they can all lust after me. See, and I'm going to purposely cause them to do so by putting on something that reveals everything that I have. Now, it's all fake and disgusting looking and plastic, but that's okay because, see, she knows that there's a high probability that lots of men are going to look anyway, and then they're going to start lusting after it. That's a stumbling block. Okay, so she purposely put herself out there as a stumbling block for people. And we have verses on that. Okay, let me just pull those up. Yeah, I've got several of them here, but this is one of Leviticus. Thou shalt not curse the deaf, nor put a stumbling block before the blind, but shall fear thy God. I am the Lord. Okay. Here's another one in Romans 14. Let us not therefore judge one another anymore, but judge this rather, that no man put a stumbling block or an occasion to fall in his brother's way. What that means is, if you know something is going to offend another brother or a Christian, okay, and we say this brother because she claimed to be a Christian. She's on there singing about Jesus, supposedly. I don't think it's the same Jesus that I worship, but she said the name Jesus, okay? So, do not put a stumbling block or an occasion for some other brother to fall. Well, when you show up in skin-tight hooker clothes, with your top all undone, looking like a stripper, and you flaunt your body in front of a bunch of Christian men, that could cause a stumbling block, couldn't it? That could cause somebody to fall. That could cause somebody to look at you in lust, and then once they've done that, they've committed adultery, haven't they? In their heart, they have. They might physically have done it, but they're guilty. So, hey, let's pretend to be a Christian and then dress like a stripper and pretend we're a Christian. Don't worry about all the men we cause to stumble and fall. Don't worry about all those verses in the Bible, and there's a bunch of them. This is just like 2 out of 100, okay? Don't worry about any of that. I can do it because I'm Dolly. I'm a good Christian woman. I'm salt of the earth, okay? So, and here's another one, 1 Corinthians. But take heed lest by any means this liberty of yours becomes a stumbling block to them that are weak. That particular one, and we can do a podcast on this, But as a Christian, you have certain liberties of things you can do. You can eat meat. You can do stuff the Bible says you can. But then you have the weak. They're weak-minded and they're weak in their faith. They don't think you can do it. So, I don't know if I can do that. It might be wrong. So if they honestly don't think you can eat pork, for example, but they are a Christian, well, they are weak because they don't know what the Bible says. But you're not supposed to just purposely pull out the bacon and have a bacon sandwich in front of them, because that could cause them to stumble because they're a weak Christian and they don't believe they can eat it. Okay, so there is some responsibility put onto the Christian. Okay, this is not a Christian just to do anything they want, like some people think. They're, once saved, always saved. Well, I'll just go do whatever I want. I'm fine. We both know that's not what the Bible teaches, don't we? Yeah. No, yes, once saved, always saved. And now there are requirements that you need to be doing. One of the things is you're not supposed to cause another brother to stumble. You're not supposed to cause him to fall. You're not supposed to put a stumbling block in his way. Well, we can clearly see that dressing like a stripper is going to cause some weak Christian men to fall. But do you think she cares about anything like that? Well, of course not. That's all she talks about. That's all she does. Okay? So I guess maybe in the 80s or 90s, I don't know when she, why she did it, I don't know, because she's supposed to be a good singer, right? If her voice is any good, nobody's going to care about the rest. But instead, it's stripper time, okay? And this one here is in Revelation 2, and now he's talking to a church here, but I think this applies. It says, and he's talking to the church, and he says, I have a few things against thee, because thou hast there them that hold the doctrine of Balaam, who taught Balak to cast a stumbling block before the children of Israel, to eat things sacrificed unto idols, and to commit fornication. So see, that's what Balaam did. That's why he calls it the doctrine of Balaam. Balaam didn't actually want to do anything, but instead he told this Balak, hey, stick these women out there. Stick these strippers out there, and don't worry, when these guys come through there, they're gonna look, and they're gonna fall into fornication with these women, see, which screwed the whole deal up, of course. So he caused that to happen by telling this guy what to do to get these men to have a stumbling block. Oh, but don't worry, that doesn't apply to you, Dolly. You can be a Christian, and you can get on the Christian station right down here and sing all about Jesus, dressed as a stripper. Well, you might be fooling the weak Christians, but you're not fooling me. Okay? Let's get that one out right now. Okay, so let's talk about some other stuff here. So we've talked about that. You obviously see my standpoint on it. So maybe that's all it was. Maybe there's nothing else to it, right? Kenny, you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, well, this right here is a picture. Let me get it pulled up here. This is just one of the many, okay? Here is one right here. And I've tried to make this bigger. It doesn't want to go bigger. This is one of her albums, Rockstar. And you can see the one eye covered. Now, this is a very common thing, and I can show you hundreds. Every one of these singers that you know by name, Hollywood actors, all of them, they're all into this one eye symbology. It has to do with Lucifer. It has to do with the all-seeing eye. It has to do with worshiping the devil. So, of course, someone like Dolly here is going to have a picture of her with one eye covered. That's what they all do. It's almost like it's a requirement for them to say, they do this number right here and say, take a picture. And if you're too dumb to see what's going on, well, hey, they told you, but you just didn't listen, right? So, also, this is a star on this one that she has here, which could be viewed as a pentagram. Okay, so Illuminati symbolism, of course. One thing that people are saying is that because she supposedly grew up without a mother and this father who is illiterate, supposedly she was entered into this MK Ultra mind control stuff very early. And that's what she is. She's an MK Ultra mind controlled, basically robot, which is a lot of them are. And one of the things that the symbolism behind that is a butterfly. It's called the Monarch program. We can talk about that some other time. But however, suffice to say that butterflies have to do with Monarch, MK Ultra, which is what a lot of these so-called singers, Hollywood, they all have the same thing. Now, I have not personally seen it, but I read an article where Roseanne Barr claimed that Dolly here supposedly had butterfly tattoos all over her arms and her body. She always kept them completely hidden, but they were there. I don't know. So, because she was in this MK Ultra Monarch program. Is that a surprise? No. I mean, look at all these other celebrities. If you get to this point here where everybody in the world knows your name, you're being propped up by Satan. Okay? That's my theory. All right, let's get off of that one for a moment. So, we've got more here. We've got many, many, many more. Okay. Let me get you to this one here. This one here is Dolly, of course, dressed. Doesn't look as bad like a stripper in this one, but to me, this is mocking. This is her performing a song, "Go to Hell," and this was on a Christmas special, by the way. And she's supposedly rebuking the devil here and saying, Satan is real, and telling Satan he needs to go to hell. I think it's mocking, but I'll play part of it here. If it will play. Let's play it. I'm sure you can hear that.
Go to hell, go to hell, go back where you belong. Get thee behind me, Satan, just leave me alone. You're a cheat, you're a liar, you're a scoundrel and a thief. Go to hell in a handbasket, 'cause heaven waits for me. Go to...
Yeah, anyway, so the main verse is go to hell, go to hell, go to hell, over and over and over. And, she's wearing her skin-tight bodysuit, and I guess this is supposedly the devil that comes in, and they're doing their little dance with the devil here. Here he is.
Go to hell, go back where you belong. Get thee behind me, Satan.
Yeah, that one, I don't know. I think it's disgusting, personally. You can see the whole big, humongous, fake silicone top here and the whole thing. I think it's repulsive. I don't think any Christian woman should be doing that. But then again, I don't believe she's a Christian. So that ought to tell you that right there. Let's see here. We got another one here. Let's see here. All right, this one here. Okay, this one here is the one where she toasts Azel. Okay, so I'm going to play that one again for you. Let me get it drawn up here for you. Move that over. Should be right there. There it is, right here in the center. There's Jennifer Aniston there with her, another devil. So let's listen to this one. Here we go.
To the goddess sound, oh lordy. To the goddess sound, oh lordy. To the goddess sound, oh lordy.
To the god Azel, oh lordy. Oh, that just screams Christian, don't it? That just screams really good Christian woman. To the god Azel. Oh, yeah. Starting to get a little harder for me to believe it. That we're a good Christian woman, right? We're just such a good Christian woman that, we're just doing the right thing. We're a philanthropist. We're giving money away, accepting gifts. In fact, let me go and play you this video here. This is the one that started the whole thing for me. Let's see. I guess that's it right there. You can see it right there. Let's play it.
Taylor and Travis, it's Dolly, and I was just told that you two are making a donation of $2 million to my imagination library. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm blown away and overjoyed with that gratitude. Now, it's evident that you two have made giving back a key part of your lives, so, hey, when you have your firstborn,
There's the
can I have it?
666.
Because that is going to be...
You see that right there? Let's back up. She right in front of her big fake plastic disgusting body, she throws up. You see that right there? Look, she makes see the 666. She makes sure you see that because she knows where the men are looking. So she makes sure and throws up a 666 sign. And when she does it, she makes a statement, "Can I have your baby?" Now listen to it. You don't want to miss it. Let me start it again here. Watch this.
Hey, when you have your firstborn, can I have it? Because that is going to be one special baby.
Oh, I bet it is, Dolly. Oh, that's gonna be one. Can I have it? When you have that firstborn, can I have it? What are you gonna do with it, Dolly? Eat it? Yeah, here we go. Let's play some more.
The mission of the Dollywood Foundation is to dream more, care more, learn more, and be more. And thank you again for your very generous gift. And we'll continue that mission, even in bigger ways now with your money. So thank you, and know that I will always love you. Mwah.
Oh, well, if you can't see the problem here with the shirt completely unzipped open, with the zipper right there all stretched and the fabric stretched. And here's the picture right there with her leaning back with her nasty satanic face, throwing up the 666. But hey, that's, hey, give her a break, right? She's almost 80 years old. Now, she did this about a month ago, and now she's dead. Coincidence? I don't know. So, hey, maybe the old toast to Azel, maybe that's nothing, right? Maybe her wanting the baby and throwing up the 666 sign, well, maybe that's nothing. Is there a chance that we got that wrong too? Did we get that wrong too? Well, I got another one here for you. I want you to be the judge of. Let me get her pulled up here. Now this one is the one that says it all for me. Okay. We all know what I think about getting a snake bite, don't we? We all know what getting a rattlesnake bite does to you, don't we? We all know that the people that pushed getting a rattlesnake bite were liars and devils. And lots of them got very rich off of it. And lots of people, after they went and got a rattlesnake bite, they didn't live very long. I wonder why. But we had on TV all your celebrities, all Hollywood, all your politicians. It doesn't matter what color they are. They're all Satan. Doesn't matter which wing they're on, if they're left wing or right wing. They're all wings of the same bird, the satanic bird, in case you haven't figured that out yet. Okay, they all wanted you to go get a snake bite. Get a rattlesnake bite as fast as you can. And if you don't, well, we'll call you names. We'll make fun of you and everything. I'm sure a majority of them didn't even get one because they knew it would happen. Surely Dolly wouldn't do that, would she? No, not her. Not that good old Christian woman. Or did she? Let's see what she had to say about the whole thing. I've got it pulled up. It's right here. Okay, I've got it saved for you. Let's gotta get her in the center there. Here we go. Let's listen to this. Make sure our volume's turned up. And here we go.
Well, hey, it's me. I'm finally going to get my vaccine. I'm so excited. I've been waiting a while. I'm old enough to get it, and I'm smart enough to get it. So I'm very happy that I'm going to get...
I'm old enough to get it, and I'm smart enough to get it. I'm so excited. You're smart enough to get it? Did I hear that right? Now, are you really? Are you insinuating if nobody else got it that they're too dumb to get it? Is that what it is? You're not calling people dumb for not getting it, are you? Kind of in a roundabout way? I think you are, but let's listen to it again. Let's listen to the rest of it.
I'm smart enough to get it. So I'm very happy that I'm going to get my Moderna shot today. And I wanted to tell everybody, I think you should get out there and do it too. I even changed one of my songs to fit.
You should get out there and you should do it too. In fact, I have even changed one of my songs. You know, one of my old cheating songs? I changed it just for you. Here it is.
The occasion. It goes, vaccine, 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 vaccine. I'm begging of you, please don't hesitate. Vaccine, 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 vaccine. 'Cause once you're dead, then that's a bit too late.
Oh boy. So in other words, if you don't get it, you're going to be dead. I think it's the other way around. You know, I just so happen to have one myself. Let's see here if I can. Now I'm not Dolly Parton. Now, I can't sing as good as she can, but I think you'll get the gist here. I think it goes like this. Let's see. Dolly, 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 Dolly. I bet you're burning hell right about now. Dolly, 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 Dolly. All that fame and fortune couldn't help you out. How you like my version? I like it better than hers. Let's keep listening.
I know I'm trying to be funny now, but I'm dead serious about the vaccine. I think we all want to get back to normal, whatever that is, and that would be a great shot in the arm, wouldn't it?
That'd be a good shot in the arm, wouldn't it? Oh, how funny. You're a comedian.
We could get back to that. But anyhow, I just wanted to encourage everybody, because the sooner we get to feeling better, the sooner we are going to get back to being normal. So I just want to say to all of you cowards out there.
Oh, Dolly. All you cowards. You mean in the beginning, you know, she's smart enough to get it, and you're not if you didn't. And now she just wants to say to all you cowards out there, you know, so if you don't get it, you're a coward. According to the stripper devil. You got to listen to the stripper devil, right? Let's hear what else she has to say.
Don't be such a chicken squat. Get out there and get shot.
Oh, well, you know, I was born and raised in Oklahoma and Arkansas, and most people would say that I'm probably a redneck, and I've never heard anybody use the word chicken squat. I don't know what that is. So I think you made it up just to rhyme with shot, didn't you? Don't be a chicken squat. Go get your shot. Ha ha ha. Well, that's the deal that sealed it for me right there. Okay? I think that obviously anybody that would go on national TV and sit up there dressed like a stripper, talking about this kind of stuff, well, what have we got to say? Everybody knows, if you have any discernment at all, you know that everything she said right there was a bald-faced lie. She's a liar. And she was put up to that, I'm sure, just like all the others were put up to it. And if she wasn't part of the group, she'd have said no. Either that or she's so dumb she really thought she should get it. But keep in mind, she's supposedly a good old girl. So, but she basically alluded that if you didn't get it, you're dumb. And that if you didn't get it, you're a coward. So you're a coward for not wanting to get something that you don't need. You're a coward for not wanting to let a rattlesnake bite you. You're such a coward. But I'm going to get it, according to her. Now, whether she did or didn't, I don't know. Who really knows? Who really knows what she got? We've talked about that. We've talked about that plenty of times where, oh, well, she got bit by a rattlesnake on national television. I saw it with my own two eyes. Really? Well, how do we know that was a real rattlesnake? How do we know that rattlesnake didn't have its fangs pulled? Maybe it didn't have any poison left in it. But it sure looked like a rattlesnake, so it must be true, right? With all the other stuff she has that, fake, that must be real, right? Because it's her, because you saw it on TV. So we don't really know what happened, but let's just pretend that she really did. Well, it wasn't too long after that, because come to find out now, she supposedly died of cancer. Let me guess, turbo cancer? Oh, one of the things that happens that a lot of people get after they get bit by a rattlesnake, they end up with turbo cancer and all kinds of other diseases, and they usually don't last very long. Yeah, maybe that's what happened to her. She didn't last too long after getting bit by a rattlesnake. Oh, hey, well, right? I mean, I don't know if you really got it or not, but if you did, you're making people out to feel bad from not getting it. And of course, there's a lot of people that probably respected her and they went and did it because she said so. They wouldn't have got them a rattlesnake bite because Dolly said to do it. And, maybe they're still with us and maybe they're not. Whose fault is that? Is that hers for peddling it? That's what I would say. I would say that it's probably her fault. Wouldn't you? Yeah. Now, the other thing is one of the statements she made early on. Now, and I'll just bring this up. I'll throw this out there because I've been reading it. They're claiming that Dolly could have possibly been born a male. Okay, now I know it doesn't look like that, but supposedly lots of these kids that are born into this MK Ultra program, if they want them to be a girl or a boy or whatever, that's what they are. And they start treating them as such. They put it in your head as such, and they give you surgeries after surgery after surgery to complete it. Okay, now, there's no doubt she's had a running ton of plastic surgery, even back then. Okay, which most people didn't have it, but she did. So we're talking fake everything and fake hair. So that'd be pretty easy to try to, get away with being a boy and dressing up like a girl, possibly, especially with a bunch of surgeries. Never had any kids, nothing like that, of course. Couldn't, possibly. And now she said, this is a statement that I got from one of her quotes. She said, "I would have been a drag queen if I was born male." She says, "I've always been a sissy." Now, what does that mean? I've always been a sissy. I mean, women, are women called sissies? I mean, I don't know. I didn't know that. But I would have been a drag queen if I was born. Maybe you are one. I mean, you're dressed like one, but you claim to be a Christian. Yeah, that's a good Christian woman right there. Sure it is. So, got one more thing to show you, to bring up here. Maybe coincidence, maybe not. But Miley Cyrus and Dolly were like really, really close. Supposedly, Dolly is her godmother, something to the effect of that. They've sang together, did a bunch of stuff together. And it's been a while back, but Miley Cyrus did an interview talking about the date of August 25th. And I'll play the clip. And she doesn't go into why or anything, but basically this has some significance. And I'll just play it for you. Let me get it pulled up here. This is it right here. Let me play it.
I decided to release Used to Be Young on August 25th because this particular date historically has been important to me personally and in my career.
Right. So, that particular date, August 25th, is somehow important to Miley Cyrus. It is important to her career. It has some significance. And then her godmother dies on August 25th. Now, I don't know. So they're saying this has to do with, there's lots of Illuminati type stuff, lots of everything the devil and these people do is symbolic. They love symbolism. So I don't know. There's just so much to take in with her and the dates. The Monarch. I watched one the other day, where she was singing something here recently, and she's got a big butterfly's wings on her back. I watched another one where she was singing with somebody else and pretended to drive a pickup. And in this pickup, there's a bunch of dollar bills like blowing away along with a bunch of butterflies. And then her logo for Dollywood is a butterfly. It's the Monarch symbolism all over again. It's just everything has the Monarch symbolism in it, which is MK Ultra. Lots of that stuff going around. I mean, all these people are somehow into it. I don't have any proof of that, but they all have these Monarch butterflies. I think even Miley Cyrus has one. They all have these tattoos all over their bodies of butterflies. Coincidence? I don't think so. I mean, they're all devil worshipers in one way or another. Now, I don't know. You be the judge. I mean, I showed you the stuff she's done. Stuff that doesn't seem very becoming of a Christian woman. So it's not any kind of a Christian I would be. Dressed like that, acting like that, doing a lot of the stuff she's done. And this is simple fact that she's a mega superstar ought to tell you everything you need to know right there. You don't get to those, you don't get to that position without doing some kind of occult rituals. They all do it. That's all they talk about usually. So anyway, having said all that, this is just a follow-up basically to the first one. Of course, when I did the first one, I didn't know she's going to be dead within a month, right? But I thought it was weird. So I think that there's something weird going on with her. I don't think she's who people think she is. I think that she's probably, like I said, Monarch, Illuminati, devil worshiper, part of the whole thing. That's what I figure. So, and I've read a lot of stuff on Dollywood. They said that it's kind of like, the other one. But there's supposedly been lots of children missing there too. I've read lots of articles on lots of children coming up missing there. So there's possibly some type of deal there, like there is on the other big places that draw all these kids in and the kids disappear. And so it's a real good cover and for that kind of stuff. And then it's like on the other thing, on the last episode I talked about her, she just opened a new gas station similar to like a Buc-ee's over there in Tennessee. And the logo on the front is her silhouette, with the big fake plastic and the high heels. And it looks like one of those things that you see on the back of an 18-wheeler on the mud flap, the outline of basically the stripper. that's what her sign is. It's huge on the building, and it's her dressed like a stripper, of course. And, she claims that it's a family. It's a deal for the family to show up, kids. So they're wanting kids to show up and look at a stripper on the side of the building. And that's okay. See, that's a good Christian deal there. So I don't buy into it. I've heard it today. Oh man, it's a sad deal. She's such a good woman. Get some discernment, guys. She hung out with all the creeps. Okay, she's toasting to the god Azel, which is a fallen angel. According to the book of Enoch, he's a fallen angel. Definitely not God. Okay, so you be the judge. It's like my little song that I sung. I would say, if I had to guess, I would say she didn't walk up the stairway into heaven, is hugging and kissing all over Jesus Christ. Okay, that didn't happen. She probably went the other direction, would be my guess. I don't know for sure, but, just because you somehow, get into a Christian song these days, a lot of these so-called Christian singers, they're just doing it for the money. They could care less. It's not that they're actually Christian people living a good life, trying, it has nothing to do with that. It's all about money, fame and fortune, pride. And we know what the Bible and God says about pride, right? So, having said all that, I guess I'll let you go. Thanks for listening. Let's see here if I got any news or anything. In, October, November something, I'd have to look at the date, going to TrutherCon in Dallas again. I've got a vendor table in there, which will be in the venue. I'm going to be selling these shirts, all kinds of shirts and books and stickers. If you go, I'll be there. All their information for TrutherCon is on their site, truthercon.com. Go check out my, I've got a TikTok that I do. If you're on the TikTok, it's under Truth Seekers Radio, Dr. Flat Earth, I think is what it's under. But I've been doing some lives and stuff. I was going to upload some lives, and apparently I don't have permission to do that here on Spotify, so I'm not doing it. Let's see, anything else? truthseekersministry.org. It's flatbro.com. And if you want to send me an email, I get emails all the time about stuff. truthseekers2012@gmail.com. So send me some emails. If you like this on Spotify, please like it. Please follow it, share it, and that'll go a long way for other people to hear it. Okay. Other than that, thanks for listening. Until we meet again, God bless you.